Moving further, in the continuous frequency distribution, there are two types of class intervals. First is inclusive class intervals and second is exclusive class interval. First, what is exclusive class intervals? In this type, the class limits are repeated. For example, if I have the data of marks of students, then I'll classify this data as 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and up to 90 to 100. Okay. Now suppose a student scored 30 marks. So whether I put 30 in this class or this class, because 30 is repeated in both the classes. So both are correct. Whether you include 30 in this class or in this class, it is up to you. Okay. Now if you include 30 in this class, that means you ignored this limit of this class. So it is called, here you ignored the lower limit of the class. So this is called case of lower limit excluded, because here you exclude this lower limit and you suppose that this class starts from 31 to 40, not 30 to 40. Okay, and you include 30 in this class. And if you ignore this limit and include 30 in this class, that means you exclude 30 from here, and this is the upper limit. So this is called case of upper limit excluded. Both the methods are right. You can choose either one method out of these two. Okay. But usually we will use this method, this upper class limit excluded method. Okay, we will not use this because this method is more popular. So if you use upper class limit exclude method, that means you will exclude the upper limits of all the classes. Remember, all the classes. Like if I have to exclude the 10 from this class, then I'll write this class as 0 to 9, not 10. Okay, then this class will be written as 10 to 19. This 20 will be excluded from here. Again here 20 to 29, 30 will be excluded. 30 to 39, 40 is excluded. Okay, like this. So in exclusive class intervals, one limit has to be excluded. Either it can be upper limit exclude or lower limit excluded. But we have to exclude one limit, and if we exclude upper limit, then we have to exclude the upper limits in all the classes. And if we exclude the lower limit, then we will exclude the lower limit in all the classes. Okay, we just can follow one method at a time. Now coming to our inclusive class interval, what it is. So in inclusive class interval, this repetition is not there. Like if I again take marks of students, then I will take here 0 to 9, then 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, and like this. In the last class I will take 90 to not 99 but 100, because there are at last class it will be one more. Here both 0 and 9 are included in this class only. 10 and 19 are included in this class only. Therefore it is called inclusive class intervals. For example, if the student has scored 9 marks, then we'll include in this class. Okay, if the student has scored 20 marks, then we'll include in this class. If the student has scored 39 marks, then include in this class. There is no option, there is no need here to exclude any of the limits, either of the limits. Okay, we will not exclude the upper limit or the lower limit here. So it is called inclusive class limits, inclusive class intervals, because it includes both the limits here. And exclusive class limits, because here we either exclude lower limit or the upper limit. Okay, getting? Now suppose if I want to find the class interval of these two, of exclusive and inclusive. So we have seen in the last example that in exclusive, the last example was exclusive class intervals, and in that we simply find the difference of 10 and 0 to find the class interval. Okay, 10 minus 0 gives 10, then 20 minus 10 gives 10, 30 minus 20 gives 10, like this we have done. So it is easy here to find the class intervals or the gap between the limits of the class. Okay, now but in inclusive class intervals, we cannot just find the difference, but additional thing we have to do is first we'll find the difference of the class limits, like upper class limit minus lower class limit. Upper class limit minus lower class limit is equal to 9 minus 0 will give 9. But it is not actually 9. If you count 0 to 9, then it will be different. Like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here the class interval is 10 if we count it practically, but if we use the formula, the answer is wrong. So what we'll do, we'll find the first we'll find the difference of upper class limit and lower class limit, and then we'll add 1 to this. So it will give 10, and the correct answer is this. Okay, in all the classes we use this method, like 19 minus 10 will give 9 plus 1. We have to do plus 1 in each class. Okay, and like this we find the class intervals. Here we will simply find the difference of upper class limit and lower class limit, but here we will add 1 to the difference of upper class limit and lower class limit. This is the difference between these two. Okay, both the classes are both the types are important, but exclusive class intervals is more important than inclusive, because inclusive has certain limitations, as like we see that this class starts from 0 and it ends at 9, and the next class starts from 10 and ends at 19, but there is a gap between this 9 and 10. There is a gap of 1 marks. Suppose if the student score 9.5 marks, so we cannot include 9.5 in this class or in this class also. We cannot include in either of the class because there is a gap of 1 marks in between this. So inclusive class intervals has a limitation in it, and to find the solution to this, we can adjust our limits and we will convert this inclusive class limits into exclusive class limits. How do we do this? There are 4 steps to convert inclusive into exclusive. The first step we'll do is we'll find the difference of lower class limit of the second class and upper class limit of the first class. Okay, lower class limit of second class less upper class limit of first class. The first step is this. Now whatever is the difference, we'll divide this difference by 2. This is our second step. Divide difference by 2. In the third step, now suppose that this difference upon 2 is a. In the third step, we will subtract this a from the lower class limit of all the classes. We will subtract lower class limit minus a. Okay, this a. And in the fourth step, we will add the upper class limit with this a. By doing these 4 steps, we will convert our inclusive class intervals into exclusive class intervals. So let's do it. First we'll find the difference. Here the difference will be, first step, lower class limit of second class. Lower class limit of second class is 10 minus upper class limit of first class is 9. So 10 minus 9 will give 1. In the second step, we'll divide the difference by 2. So the difference is 1 and we'll divide it by 2. It will give 0.5. In the third step, we'll subtract this a from lower class limit. So our lower class limit here, we will not adjust the lower class limit of the first class and upper class limit of the last class. Will not change this, except these two. We will change all the class limits. So we'll start from here. Lower class limit minus 10 minus this 0.5, so it will give 9.5. And in the fourth step, we will add 0.5 with all the upper class limits, that is 19 plus 0.5 will give 19.5. So if we do this, will not change this 0, but here 9 plus 0.5, so it will give 9.5. Then we'll subtract 10 with 0.5, so it will give 9.5 2, and we'll add here 0.5 to this, so it will give 19.5. Then we'll subtract 0.5 from 20, so 19.5 minus 2 will add 0.5 to the upper class limit, so 29.5. Subtract 30 with the 0.5, so gives 29.5 to add 0.5 to upper class limit, that will be 39.5. And like this we can in the last limit subtract 90 with the 0.5, so it will give 89.5, and will not change this, so it will be 100 as it is. Okay, now see, we have converted our inclusive class limits into exclusive, because here 9.5 is repeated 2 times, 19.5 is repeated 2 times. So we have converted easily our inclusive into exclusive class limits. Okay. So now before completing this session, we quickly recap what we have learned in this session. As first we have learned what is classification of data. Classification is arranging or organizing things into groups or classes based on some criteria. Then we have learned the 4 types of classification as chronological classification, spatial classification, qualitative classification, and quantitative classification. And we have also seen the examples of each of these 4 types. Then we have learned about the variables and the 2 types of variables as continuous variable and discrete variables. Okay, and nextly we have learned what is the frequency distribution, and we learned how to make frequency distribution table by using the tally marks of both discrete and continuous variable. And in the continuous variable we learned how to calculate the class midpoint and the class interval also. Nextly we learned what are class intervals and the 2 types of class intervals as inclusive class intervals and exclusive class intervals, and how to convert inclusive into exclusive class intervals. Okay, so here this session is over, and if you have any doubts you can ask me in the comment box. Okay, and please do like my video and subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye students.